Nowadays, we are suffering to save ourselves by COVID-19 pandemic, and we are putting our best effort on providing you the videos regarding your syllabus concern. And now I am going to start today the revision of your module 1, and in module 1 the 5 topics are there. One of them, the first topic is linear differential equation. Linear differential equation of nth order with constant coefficients. Linear differential equation of nth order with constant coefficient. And in this regard, a differential equation of the type a naught d to the power ny upon dx to the power n, a1 d to the power n minus y upon dx to the power of n minus 1, a2 d to the power n minus 2y upon dx to the power of n minus 2, and so on. And here is a n minus 1 by upon dx plus a and y is equal to q. This is taken as equation number 1, where a0, a1, a2 dashed as a n minus 1, a n are real constants, and q is a function of x, is called linear differential equation with constant coefficient. Linear differential equation of nth order with constant coefficients. To solve such type of differential equation, I have told you earlier, a differential equation is an equation consisting of independent variable, dependent variable, and derivatives of dependent variable with respect to independent variable, and the equations containing these called differential equation. Whenever you are going to solve a differential equation, meaning thereby you are going to find the primitive of that differential equation, that is the solution of that differential equation. And as per procedure concerned, I am going to explain how to find the primitive of or solution of the differential equation of which is a linear differential equation of nth order with constant coefficients. Here I have taken a general differential equation of nth order which is linear as well as it is having constant coefficients, and we shall discuss today how the solution can be obtained from this such type of differential equation. As per procedure concerned, to find the solution of such type 1, we need to find, first one is auxiliary equation, number 2 complementary function, And number 3 is particular integral. Number 3 is particular integral. So we shall discuss what is auxiliary equation and how does it, ये कैसे हम निकाल सकते हैं, auxiliary equation कैसे निकलेगा, कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फंक्शन कैसे निकलेगा और पर्टिकुलर इंटीग्रल कैसे निकलेगा, इसके बारे में हम आज इस तरह के डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन को सॉल्व करने में सीखेंगे। इसमें जैसे पहला आपका है ऑक्सिलरी इक्वेशन, तो इसके सॉल्यूशन में there are following steps. The following steps can be carried out to find the complete solution of differential equation 1. Now we shall start the first step. The step 1. Step 1 is we write capital D for d by dx. We write capital D for d by dx in the given differential equation 1. We can get a0 d to the power n y, a1 d to the power n minus 1 y, a2 d to the power n minus 2 y plus a n minus 1 dy plus a n y is equal to q. Or we can say a0 d to the power n, a1 d to the power n minus 1, a2 d to the power n minus 2 plus dash dash a n minus 1 d plus a n, and from the right hand side, from the right towards right we take y is out common, and so we have this equation. Now let us denote f of d is equal to a0 d to the power n, a1 d to the power n minus 1, a2 d to the power n minus 2, a n minus 1 d plus a n for f of d, and then the given differential equation can be written as f of d y is equal to q. F of d y is equal to q, where this f is given by a0 d to the power n, a1 d to the power n minus 1, a2 d to the power n minus 2, an minus 1 d plus an. And now this is taken as equation number 2. Step number 2. We write auxiliary equation. We write auxiliary equation by taking m at the place of b in the equation f of b is equal to 0, we get f of d, just taking b is equals m, is equal to a0 m to the power n, a1 m to the power n minus 1, a2 m to the power n minus 2 plus dash dash a n minus 1 m plus a n, and this is equal to 0. So we have a0 m to the power n, a1 m to the power n minus 1, a2 m to the power n minus 2 dash dash a n minus 1 m plus a n is equal to 0, and this equation is known as auxiliary equation. This equation is known as auxiliary equation. This equation is known as auxiliary equation. So we have written two steps. Step number 1, we write capital D for d by dx, and we denote the polynomial, algebraic polynomial in D, that is nth degree in D polynomial. We denote this polynomial as f of d. We get f of dy is equal to q. Q is a function of x, just I have told earlier, and this f d is equal to 0. We equate f d is equal to 0. We limit y and q. Only f d is equal to 0. Meaning thereby, in the equation, the terms containing d is equating to 0 by putting at the place of d is equal to m. And this equation is known as auxiliary equation. And in this step 3, we solve the auxiliary equation for m. Step 3, we solve the auxiliary equation for m. We solve auxiliary equation that is a0 m to the power n, a1 m to the power n minus 1, a2 m to the power n minus 2 dash dash a n minus 1 m plus a n is equal to 0, and find the values of m. Values of m. These values of m, corresponding to these values of m, corresponding to these values of m, the following ways to write complementary function. CF is complementary function. Find these values of m, corresponding to these values of m, the following ways to write the complementary function given by number 1. If the values of m, all real and distinct. अगर इसके यम के वैल्यूज जो हैं सारे के सारे रियल हो और डिस्टिंक्ट हो, दैट इज, मान लीजिए यम की वैल्यू मिल रही है m1, m2, m3, m4, mn, all are distinct and real. Then complementary function can be taken as c1 e to the power m1x, c2 e to the power m2x, c3 e to the power m3x plus dash dash cn x to the power m and x. This is the first rule to write complementary function. Second one is, if some roots are values of m are same, means that m is equal to m1 is equal to m2, m3, m4 are distinct, mn are distinct, only two values m1 and m2 are same. Then complementary function is c1 plus c2x e to the power mx plus, this is m, c3x to the power e to the power m3x, c4 e to the power m4x, and so on, and cn e to the power m and x. So this is the way to write the complementary function in first case, when all the values of m from the auxiliary equations are real and distinct. In the second case, if some of the roots values of m are same, that means I have taken two roots, two values of m are same, here is m1, here is m2, m1, m2 are same, then we write cf is c1 plus c2x e to the power mx in the same way. Similarly, if m is equal to m1 is equal to m2 is equal to m3, that is three values are same, three values are same, then complementary function should be written as c1 plus c2x plus c3x square e to the power of mx, and so on. Now I have explained there are two ways to write complementary function. One is all the values of m are real and distinct, other is some of the values of m are same, and the third one is if some of the roots or values of m are imaginary, that is m is equal to, suppose, alpha plus I times beta, this is m1, so m2 obviously can be obtained alpha minus I beta, m3, m4 are real and distinct, real and distinct. Then we write complementary function as e to the power alpha x in bracket c1 cos beta x plus c2 sin beta x plus c3 e to the power m3x plus c4 e to the power m4x and so on. Again, further, if imaginary roots are repeated, that means that is m1 is equal to alpha plus I beta, m2 is equal to alpha plus I beta, then m3 will be obviously e alpha minus I beta, m4 will be obviously alpha minus I beta. Then complementary function is, or we can say in other words, we can say the values of m is alpha plus minus I beta and alpha plus minus I beta repeated. Then complementary function is e to the power alpha x in bracket c1 plus c2x cos beta x c3 plus c4x sin beta x. In this way we can write. And furthermore, if three values are repeated and then we get m is plus minus alpha plus minus I beta, m2 is alpha plus minus I beta, m3 is again alpha plus minus I beta. In this situation, the complementary function can be written as e to the power alpha x c1 plus c2x plus c3x square cos beta x c3 plus c4x plus c5x square sin beta x and so on we can write. The fourth one is, if some of the roots or values of m are irrational, that is m is equal to m1 we can say alpha plus root beta, we can get another m2 is alpha minus root beta. Then complementary function is e to the power alpha x in bracket c1 cos hyperbolic root beta x plus c2 sin hyperbolic root beta x. Further, if irrational roots are repeated, then that is m is equal to alpha plus minus root beta. This is again alpha plus minus root beta repeated. Then complementary function can be taken as on the same pattern e to the power alpha x in bracket c1 plus c2x cos hyperbolic root beta x plus c3 plus c4x sine hyperbolic root beta x. So there are four rules. In the third step, we find particular integral. For the given differential equation. Given differential equation f of d y is equal to q. So particular integral is denoted by pi, and this is also 1 upon f of d or q. This is the way where f of d is nothing but it is a0 d to the power n, a1 d to the power n minus 1 dash dash an minus 1 d plus an, and q is a function of x. And after getting this value particular integral, we write complete solution of differential equation 1 y is equal to complementary function plus particular integral. There are four steps to find the solution of a given differential equation which is linear with constant coefficient. Write the solution of given differential equation which is linear of nth order with constant coefficient, and now it is to discuss the rules to find particular integral. It is to discuss the rule to find the particular integral in the next video. So please wait for the next video. I will provide you the next video with the discussion of the rules to find a particular integral. Thank you.